Alrighty, welcome back from that break, and let's get ready to roll. And of course, first start off with cricket, and interesting stuff. The inaugural edition of the Nigeria Super League batted off or bowled off on Saturday with teams from the northern region of the country getting big wins on the opening day. I'm talking about the Northern Lions and the Middle Belt Tigers getting victories over their opponents. For the Northern Lions, it was a 6-wicket victory over the Southern Sharks, and 4 wickets victory rather, and it was the same number of wickets that the Middle Belt Tigers also got over the Western Dolphins to open their account at the inaugural edition of the Nigeria Super League, which is Nigeria's version of the India Premier League and of course the 100th league in the United Kingdom. These are two of the biggest club league cricket action in the world, and of course big victories for those two teams, like I said, setting the pace for them, and that's the way they want to start, because we still have quite a bit of a long way to go. And from there, let's also quickly say congratulations to Nigeria's weightlifting team that should be back by now, or should be about arrive in Nigeria from Ismaila, Egypt, venue of the 2026 Africa Senior Weightlifting Championships, where Nigeria garnered a total of 29 medals to finish third on overall, 14 gold, 13 silver, and 2 bronze medals. Very impressive performance by some of our athletes. For instance, let's talk about the gold-winning ladies, and these are of course Rafiatu Lawal, very, very well known on the international scene, and we also have Taiwo Liadi, as well as Onome Didi, Ruth Asuko as well. All these ladies, grabbing 3 gold medals each for Nigeria. Absolutely fantastic stuff, Susan.
Yes, fantastic stuff, and we've been following up on the upgrade of some of these weightlifters, because we have some new names there apart from the established name like Rafiat Lawal and some other names that are well-known names. But it's a good one that the weightlifting federation have decided to also go back to grassroots, select some new players, and we seem to be having a hold on dominance in African weightlifting. But then congratulations to all our weightlifters. We're able to do 29 medals in total. That's pretty massive. So yes, congratulations to them. Yeah, they should be getting a royal welcome when they get in today. Yeah,
absolutely. And interesting thing is that for men, we also had gold medalists there. In fact, 2 of them, Favor Agboro and Edidiong Umafia, who secured 1 gold and 2 silver each. Of course, you all know that there's 3 categories. So, and then of course, Adedakbo Okbadeji claimed 3 silver medals, having to settle for the second position in clean and jerk, snatch, and total overall. And of course, it just goes to show that out of 10 weightlifters that we took to the championship, 7 of them ended up on the podium. Yeah. I don't know, that's 70%, and that's a fantastic performance, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on, let's go to athletics, where we also did well as well by closing out the 24th African Senior Athletics Championships, which took place in Accra, Ghana, with 12 medal haul. And women's 4x400 meters relay team delivered a commanding gold medal performance to wrap up Team Nigeria's performance there. It was once again the anchor woman, I think we should start calling her now that name, Patience Okon George, Esther Okon, Tohibat Jimo, and Jacinta Lawrence. It needs to be said that I think aside from Patience Okon George, it's safe to say Tohibat and Jacinta are still, new breeds in the team. Maybe Esther Okon, a bit there for a while, but not on the same level in experience with Patience Okon George. And I think we should really single out the oldest of the quartet, who is our anchor leg. I remember how impressive she performed in the 4x400 meters mixed relay for Nigeria, where she literally had to claw back first position for Nigeria, all the way from, I think she got the baton in 4th place, and she chased down the remaining 3 in front of her, and I'm pretty sure she did the same thing in Accra, Ghana as well.
Yes, definitely. I mean, that's what experience can get you. And now that we have the newbies coming in, I mean, they just understudy this elite established athletes, and they just pick up from there. And for the national trials, that's why I will always say that this elite athletes must always come in for the national trials to rub off on the up and coming athletes, and that's what we've been seeing in recent times. So I like the way that we had a lot of home based athletes for this one, and they really proved themselves. We had someone like Rosemary Nwako as well, who is a very young talented athlete as well, who was part of this competition. Taboglu as well. We have a lot of them. Miracle. So I like the way we are pushing our young athletes to go on and do us proud. So a lot of kudos must definitely go to the AFN for organizing some of this competition, or backing some of the.
I was going to say that
backing some of the competitions that have really pushed out, scouted these players and ensure that they get enough exposure and games under their belts to give them very good preparation leading up to this one. So we look forward to more. There's still more to come. We still have the Commonwealth Games upcoming, so we're looking forward to these athletes being consistent. Okay,
and then of course I think we also have to give props to the world record holder in the 100 meters hurdles for women, and that's none other than Tobiloba Amushon, who, after a very impressive outing at the African Championships, we expected nothing less than gold medal. She gave us that. Also inspired Adalbi Tabugbo to a bronze medal finish. Nigeria picking up a 1 and 3. That's a gold and bronze in that event at the African Championships, which our event was concluded on Wednesday. And guess what? She had to leave almost immediately. I think the next day for China, and you know how far it is when you talk about West Africa all the way to China. And she literally arrived at China on the day of her race. That's at the Diamond League opener in Shanghai, China. And guess what? She was still able to put up a podium finish performance. I saw her clock in 12.40 seconds behind the World Championship, should I say Olympic champion rather, talking about Masai Russell, one of the athletes that we are told we need to watch out for at the next Olympics. Of course, she is definitely, she just clocked the world lead this year by clocking 12.41 seconds in a race, and that is absolutely brilliant for her. Sorry, 12.25 seconds is what she clocked rather, and of course then there was also 12.38 seconds for Devine Charlton, who is from Bahamas, and she's also the world indoor champion. And I mean, this field was so stacked that there's the reigning world champion Ditaji Kambunji of Switzerland, Jamaica's pair of Megan Simmons and Akera Nugent, China's Wu Yani, and America's Tonia Marshall and Danielle Williams. These are all athletes that Amusho has been battling with since like 2022. And for her to come from the African Championships, the stress, the jet lag, and still come and get a podium finish, I think it's absolutely commendable. I think
we need to commend that, and that's just talking about patriotism, passion, commitment to your country, because some athletes could have easily said, oh, I have a race this weekend, I'm not sure I will be able to meet up. They can easily select race and say, oh, for one reason or the other, I'm not able to make it, because if you calculate your travel time and see that, oh, you're going to get there on the morning of your race, then you might easily have said, oh, something kept me, I'm not able to make it. But then she came for the African Championship. Maybe that's also a good way to prepare as well.
Yeah, she needed a race like that.
Yeah, she needed a race like that.
And for that major one.
And you know, for that one, she did about 12.83.
Yeah. So which obviously tells you that even with the stress, she obviously bettered her time.
She bettered her time, and that's why I'm saying that, okay, maybe when she went for the African Championship, she said, let me not stress myself, because this field is not really as competitive, so you can easily slow down and just know that, oh, I'm using this as a preparation ahead of that race, so I don't want to stretch so that I don't get tired or I don't get knocked out or fatigued. So it was a good race for her. Eventually she was able to do 12.41, and that's over 40 seconds, and that's a lot. That's a lot when it comes to
0.43 seconds. She actually shaved off her time at the African Championship.
And we just hope that she can keep this up, because there is still a lot for her this season.
Yeah, and of course you know that Diamond League is usually her favorite competition. She's won the Diamond League final event for the last maybe in the last 5 years, about 3 of them, which of course shows her strength and progress as well. One of the athletes we missed sorely at the African Championship, who could have gotten us the quarter mile title, is Samuel Ogazi. We talked about the immigration policies in the United States, which most likely might have prevented Ogazi from leaving the United States, but while not attending the African Championship, he delivered another landmark performance at the SEC Outdoor Championships in Auburn. He actually studies at Auburn University, and he ran a sensational 43.95 seconds to successfully defend his men's 400 meters title and become the first Nigerian in history to break the 44 seconds barrier. Wow. 20-year-old is already the reigning NCAA indoor and outdoor 400 meters champion. Produced a personal best in a commanding display to finish ahead of Jordan Pierre, who ran personal best of 44.12, and Jonathan Sims, who clocked 44.16. Ogazi's time is the fastest in the world this year and establishes him as the current world leader in the men's 400 meters, surpassing the 44.02 he recorded on 2nd of May 2026. Talk about progression for this young man.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when Nigeria comes to 400 meters, 400 meter hurdles, I mean, we should applaud ourselves for this one. I mean, when you have it, you have it. I mean, you don't need to start poaching athletes from different countries to come represent you, and that's not a job. I'm just saying that we have our own talents that will grow from home, and it's just natural raw talents that we always grow. And it's good to see him set up all these records for himself, and there's still a lot for him to do, but then he keeps setting his own record and he keeps breaking them. So yeah, good one for Samuel Ogazi. We're looking forward to him performing at the Commonwealth Games.
Before we open the phone lines, let's quickly talk about table tennis. Susan was there at the Molade Okoya Thomas Hall of the Teslim Balogun Stadium in Surulere, Lagos, venue of the press briefing to usher in the 2026 edition of the World Table Tennis. It's called the WTT Contender Lagos, and since the competition was converted to this or upgraded to this in 2023, which was 3 years ago, there has never been a defending champion who has successfully defended his title. But we have Anders Lind, hoping to do that from Denmark this year. He's back again, and then of course Japan's Hanoka Hashimoto also return as well. Let's see whether they can do it. And of course, $100,000 is at stake, plus 400 International Table Tennis Federation World Ranking points also on the line. And Lagos is going to be bubbling for the next about 5 days, from the 19th to the 24th of May. Of course, 19th is tomorrow. And the Vice President of the International Table Tennis Federation, who also is the president of the ITTF Africa, that's Wahid Enito Oshodi. Susan caught up with him at the Molade Okoya Thomas Hall, and here is what he had to say about what to expect from the WTT Contender Lagos.
Well, in terms of doing us proud, I think the chances are very slim. I must be honest. These are the best players in the world here. The only Nigerian who is really at this level, top level, is Aruna Bodri, who is not playing. Aruna has been carrying injuries for a long time. But the idea of this tournament is not for us to get our players to win. The idea is to expose them. We're not spending enough money getting them out, on the tour, to play abroad, to play in academies abroad, to learn better. So this is a good chance for them to see the best players in the world, to learn from them, their coaches. Hopefully they'll pick up tips here, and we keep improving. I mean, we have, not to be forgotten, we have fantastic young players, but the transition is very important. That's why you need to get the best coaches in, spend some money. It's a call on the National Sports Commission.
I think I agree with Enito Oshodi. If there's any sports administrator that is very astute, knows what is at stake, and it's no surprise that he's getting a whole lot of recognition on the international stage as well. I mean, I love it. A lot of people have said, "Oh, why put up $100,000 out there when you know Nigerian players are not going to win it?" And he's gone on to say, "Look, these players are struggling to be able to get funding to go attend WTT Contender Series around the world. Why not bring WTT Contender Series to Nigeria? 400 ranking points available. Our athletes can actually earn some of these points, and they have been earning it."
Yeah, and like you said, this competition is not for Nigeria to win it.
Yeah,
really, because we don't have the talent. We don't have that.
We have the talent, but they don't have the exposure.
They don't have the exposure, but we don't have what it takes to match up with the top players that are coming in to play the competition. So he said, having this competition in Nigeria is not about winning it really. It's about just getting that exposure, play with the young, with the established players. And we have players that have won contender series. We have players that have won gold medals at the Olympics coming to play in this competition as big as this. So yeah, it's really a very good one. And talking about not spending money to give these players exposure, it's also a very big deal, because you mentioned Aruna Kodri being the only top player, and we don't really have players in the female category, which is giving us a lot of issues at this point. So it's funding really that has been one of the biggest issues and challenges we have with table tennis right now.
And you heard him charge the National Sports Commission there, and also corporate bodies as well as women individuals. We saw when one of the Lotos in the country backed Aruna Kodri, and we saw a remarkable improvement on his international performances. If we can get a lot of our youngsters, Taiwo Mati, Matthew Kuti, and a host of others, the Abdul Fatai brothers, if they can also get the support, I think the sky will not even be their limit as well.
On the funny side, when he was asked that, what does he think the chances of Nigeria, I just said, well, your chances are not so much. I'm like, what is this?
ITTF Africa president, your chances is our chances, Baba.
It was funny.
Bros, it's our chances, so don't start to. We know you are the ITTF Africa, but
we have to stay neutral.
It doesn't mean you can't be neutral. You should also. Everybody knows you are from Nigeria, so former ITTF president. No, it's just talking about chances now. Anyways, let's open the phone lines. It's time for us to do that, and it's coming a bit late, but let's try and keep it very, very tidy so that we can get as many calls as possible. Number to reach us on 0913 5000 953. I'm hoping to hear from Chelsea fans. They are most likely finishing this season trophy empty-handed, and they may not even go to. I saw
their season is over.
I saw a TikTok. I saw a TikTok clip that was talking about how Chelsea can end up qualifying for Champions League money. And the person was saying that their opponents will have to all lose their games, and Chelsea will win their next 2 games, because between them and Champions League spot is less than 6 points, and there are 6 points available for them. And I'm like, so
now all those ones send them
from number 6 all the way to number 7. You expect all of them to lose their game.
Then send them message that they play football that is not sweet, pleasing to the eyes.
No, they were sharing points away. Anyway, so I would love to hear from them, especially from the performance against Manchester City. And that, of course, that's the shout for 2 penalties. I want to hear what people have to say, because I thought that Chelsea had one of them at least was a genuine shout for a penalty, which wasn't given to them. So those of you who are always saying it's Arsenal, they don't do that for City now, Abi. No, I won't hear what you.
I know Pigmore has also come out to apologize.
Over that, they've also apologized to Chelsea as well. I think Howard Webb, the Pigmore chief executive, has come out to say it was a genuine error in Yao Pedro one. He said, as far as he's concerned, that should have been a penalty. That's what he said. That's Howard Webb. I don't know whether he was speaking on behalf as a Pigmore executive or as Howard Webb, a former Premier.
So what's all these apologies for? If
don't mind them, they will do the mistake and then they will not be apologizing
and
after.
Sometimes it's very crucial mistakes that decides the outcome of games, and you just apologize and you just want teams to move on. I mean, there should be other stiffer punishments for this one. I don't agree that you should just come and apologize.
Referees, if they miss out on some of these things, suspend them for a few games or months or something.
Or they should pay fines as well.
Yeah, so that. After all, they are earning money. They're professional referees, so that's why they call them professional game match officials limited. They even have a company. Anyways, let's take the calls 0913 5000 953 to reach us in the studio. In the meantime, we've got some messages coming in from, of course, WhatsApp, and let's quickly go take this one coming from Blackwell, our chief WhatsApp contributor, and here is what he had to say about his views on tonight's show.
Good evening, Sports Crew. Good evening, Uncle Nero, and to Susie, the prolific one. Nice job you guys are doing. Have a blessed week ahead. Anyway, I am not in Nigeria right now. I am at the Emirates Stadium. You will see me when the match starts wearing a red t-shirt and a red cap. You understand? Today is win or die. That is. So we're gonna blow. Yes, Arsenal needs this win against Burnley. That's why most of us left Nigeria to England to support Arsenal. the King of London. One love.
Who does you King of London?
Blackwell.
Not only King of London.
I don't know why you're sounding like
King of Lagos.
You're sounding like Dr. Kelechi and Agba Inoki. And then of course remote.
Can you
MC
imagine?
remote. And who else again? There's the latest one. Yes. Perry.
Yeah.
Perry too is also one of them. Perry was recently seen, carrying one calabash and sprinkling water. And then of course I forgot who came to meet him and was asking him, which one be this one now? Then they now found out that they are both Arsenal fans. I'm like, hey,
why would
people not be beefing Arsenal?
Why not too much like this?
But you know what? I love Arsenal fans. I just love they are always ready for banter.
You know the only reason I like them is that they have suffered too much.
And they know they don't care. They will still continue to support their club.
I'm telling you, they
never back down.
Well, that's the kind of spirit you should have as humans, because never give up, never say that spirit.
Yes. Let's take another view from WhatsApp, and we have a call, because I was about to say we're expecting your calls, please. Hello, good evening. Now Sports Extra.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. This sounds like Suleiman.
Yeah, you caught Chelsea fans now.
Good evening, man. Good evening,
Mr. Nero.
You're welcome, Suleiman.
Suleiman, your voice
Hope you feel better.
Your voice is subdued, though. Kilo Shele now.
Now, what is it to do now?
I'll not get myself, but
this will enter body.
I go need to increase your volume so that we go hear you well. Oh, yeah, talk.
No, you don't need that. Okay, man, speak loud.
Clear your throat. Oh, yeah, now.
Let me I want to say. All these lessons say they will make mistakes, they will come, they apologize. That apologize, I said they will repay the match. I mean,
oh, so wow. We tire.
After they give them maybe five match done. After 5 match, we cover again.
His brain will reset.
Maybe they will come to their senses. So this Arsenal thing, the last 3 meets this Burnley and Arsenal meet. Burnley win one, they do one. Arsenal win one. Abi?
Now you know. Now you they tell me.
Oh, I just dey tell you now.
I know. I dey wait for where you dey go.
But you know talk am. You know talk am.
Make I talk am that it is even Stevens. Draw one, win one by 2 of them.
Okay, no.
What matters is tonight now.
See, I wish Bournemouth best of luck.
No be Bournemouth now. Burnley. Bournemouth is playing. You have already done well, Sha. We have wished Bournemouth best of luck against City. No problem.
I wish them. Make them win.
Anything share buy you.
Because this Arsenal team, this Arsenal. How many people don't live for that more than that 20 years in the top?
You sabi. Suleiman, let me just ask you ahead of when it happens. If Arsenal wins the league, what you go do?
He go pay me, but he go teach me. Arsenal down for na my own joy.
Yeah, but they are upgrading and their success. What you go be for you? It go be your pain.
Okay, if they still win, I go see the joy because.
No, you will be in severe pains.
About
yeah, boss it quickly.
This Arsenal team, my wife.
Yeah, I think you told us before. So okay, on behalf of your wife, you'll be happy. And you still want them to lose. You don't want to chop dinner. No worry. Okay, Suleiman, we have to go. Time is up. We have to go. We'll talk about this tomorrow. Let's find out what the result of the game will be.
You know what I wanted to say is that in that 22 years that Arsenal are yet to win a league, just one player, Carvajal, has won six Champions League.
So Susan,
and this summer he is saying goodbye to football, to Real Madrid. And
thankfully, he didn't start his career at that time. Anyways,
one player,
let's
6 Champions League.
Let us talk about Emisi Oluwa as we wrap up.
Good.
So Emisi Oluwa says, good evening, Mr. Arsenal and the stats woman. Jose Mourinho is back at my club. People have to prepare for what is coming next season. Calm down. I won't talk much. Oti Soro already.
And I know they calm down.
Oluwa for me solo. You don't forget the last time Mourinho was at Santiago Bernabeu. Oti Gbagbe 5. Not big. Go and ask your fans who were there. I know you were there as well.
Also, Mourinho 2-year contracts at the Santiago Bernabeu. So.
Okay, but before we go, let's quickly take this man's view on tonight's game, and that's none other than Mikel Arteta. He knows how important this game is, and here is his thoughts on tonight's game.
A few days before I was appointed here, I was in the other bench with Man City. That image, that feeling of the stadium, the crowd, the 50% of the stadium was empty. It really got into me. I said, there is no project, there is anything that we're not going to do. This is not going to work. Unfortunately, it got worse very quickly because then COVID hit, and then we have, instead of 50%, we have 0. So it made the job even harder. So after, we have to rebuild everything. But sometimes when it's harder at the beginning, then it's better. So to see that transformation and that joy on the people is something that, it's beautiful to watch.
That's it for the show, and of course you'll be getting the thoughts of Pep Guardiola and of course the captain of Chelsea, Reece James, who was obviously disappointed in their FA Cup final loss on Sunday. So we'll see how things will go. From on Tuesday when City are back in action against Bournemouth. But for tonight, it's Arsenal welcoming Burnley, already relegated. Can Arsenal get even one game closer to winning the Premier League title? We'll find out in just an hour from now. On behalf of Susan the Prolific and Sizzling One Omokpeloye and everybody else who's been part of this show, I'm Nero Adesina, the midfield maestro, signing off, urging you to enjoy the rest of your Monday evening and have a productive and fruitful week ahead. Good evening.